Welcome to Video Evolution. Evolution in the world of videos. Today we are going to start with the summary of a chapter named The Letter in the English literature, which is written by Dhumketu. So let's get started. This story, written by Dhumketu, is all about an old man, Ali, who goes to the post office daily to get a letter from his daughter Miriam. He goes to the post office early morning, covered with many clothes to protect himself from the biting cold. He was shivering but still determined to go to the post office. He reaches the post office and feels like a pilgrimage has reached to a temple and is filled with joy. He went inside quietly and sat down. The employees were engaged in their routine work. They called out names after names and their addresses. Suddenly they called out Coachman Ali. Ali ran to Gokul Bhai and asked about his letter. The clerk replied to the postmaster that he is a madman. Ali went back quietly to his place where he used to sit for 5 long years. Ali in his youth, or when he was young, was a clever shikari. He was so addicted to hunting that he couldn't pass a day without hunting. But after his only child Miriam left him after marriage and went to a regiment in Punjab, he became very lonely. For the last 5 years, he had no news of a daughter, and because of this, he could no longer enjoy hunting. He was living only because of his unconditional love for his daughter. The post office became his place of pilgrimage. The postman began to make a game of him. They would call out Ali's name and see him jumping off his place and moving to them. Still, Ali came there every day in hope of a letter from his daughter. One day he was sitting on the bench as his daughter, as usual, and when all the employees had gone, he also stood up and saluted the post office, as he had so much respect for the post office. The postmaster saw that and asked the clerk whether the man is mad or not. The clerk told him the whole story of Ali's struggle and told that he has committed many sins in his youth by shedding animals' blood, and now he is facing for it. And after this, everyone in the post office began to talk about madness. For several days, Ali did not came to the post office. Everyone was curious to know the reason which had stopped the old man to visit this place of pilgrimage. At last he came again, but his condition was very bad. That day at last, he begged the postmaster to give him his letter. Postmaster explained, "What a pest you are, brother." Postmaster also told him that he had no letter for him. Ali said, "It will be useful if a letter should come when I am here." The postmaster got angry and shouted at him angrily. Ali's eyes were filled with tears, but he still had hopes in him. Ali turned to Lakshmi Das and gave him 5 golden guineas and said, "In the presence of Allah, I am giving you this, but you will give to you will have to send my Miriam's letter to my grave." Lakshmi Das was surprised. It means that actually Ali said to Lakshmi Das to give him the golden guineas, and he said to Lakshmi Das that in the presence of Allah, I am giving you this, but you will have to send my Miriam's letter to my grave. This actually shows that Ali was actually going to die. In his grave, Lakshmi Das should put the letter given by his daughter. So he was very emotional now. It was his last day. Ali slowly left him with his eyes filled with tears. Ali was never seen again and had no one troubled to inquire about him. One day, the postmaster's daughter lay ill in another town. He was eagerly waiting for her letter. The post was brought in. There was a colored envelope. The postmaster was surprised to see the name Coachman Ali. He called out Lakshmi Das and inquired about Ali. The postmaster did not receive his letter all day. He was sitting in the office at 3 a.m. in the morning. He now understood Ali's pain and sorrow. He thought that he will give Ali's letter to him at 4 a.m. when he will come to the post office. At 5 a.m., there was a knock on the door. It was Ali. The postmaster opened the door. Ali was looking very weak and he was leaning on a stick. Lakshmi Das entered the post office from another quarter. Lakshmi Das asked the postmaster whom he was talking to. In the meantime, Ali had disappeared. So this was actually strange. He was surprised. He then turned to Lakshmi Das and said yes. Lakshmi Das then told the postmaster that Ali is dead. The postmaster could not believe it. He then realized that he was deceived by his imagination. The The daily routine began, but now onwards, the employees did not see letter as a piece of paper. They saw them as a warm bearing of hearts. That evening, Lakshmi Das and the postmaster went to Ali's grave and put Miriam's letter on it as said by Ali. Ali gave golden gunnies to Lakshmi Das for doing this work in his absence. So this story is a very emotional story which tells that how Ali was so faithful and determined, and finally her daughter's letter came. So it was his determination and faith because of which her letter came to him. So we should actually apply this in our own lives also. We should be helping, caring, we should be determined and have faith and never lose hopes. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Till then, goodbye.